Hi everyone, thanks for joining me on my channel. I'm Darla Lucian and this is Darla Lucian Studios. And today we are going to do an altered playing card. But before we get going, I just want to ask you if you would please hit the like button. Like the video. You know you're going to like it later, so you might as well like it now. Alright, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, that way you'll get the next videos that come out. Comment, let me know, are you working on altered playing cards? Do you have any mini projects that you're working on? Sometimes it's less scary to work on something new in a really small space like that. And then share. Share with our other crafty friends and keep the inspiration rolling. So I was thinking about kind of embracing the Valentine love theme. And then I thought, you know what? Family is love too. So that's kind of where I'm going with this one. I'm kind of going with the pinks and silvers and stuff. And then I am going to put some decals and things on. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I found this cute little transfer. And it is, I put it on a label that I printed, and so it says Legacy of Love Family Circle. Kind of just keep saying that around there. Before we get rolling, also I want to thank people that have been subscribing to my channel last week. Peggy Bradford, Mary K. K's Artful Journey. Thanks for your comments as well as subscribing. JML Studios, JML Journals, thanks for your subscription. Serious Hecka, thanks for your comments. I'm enjoying our chats. And Gigi Hannah, thank you so much for subscribing and for your comments. Okay, let's get rolling. So first things first, I want to cover this space a little bit because we are going to be using paints. I bet you saw that already. And I don't want to get paint all over my desk, because then, you know, just too messy. Okay, so what I did is, do you remember that I use my book, the insert of my books as a punch or a glue book or whatever, and so then it creates these holes in the book page, which I thought was kind of interesting. And so, that being said, I thought, let's try using it with the holes. Like I just usually, I mean, if it's very, very holy, I just toss it out, right? But I thought, why toss it? Why not recycle? So I'm just going to try to dry brush on a little bit of pink here to cover some of the words. Now it doesn't just have holes, it also has divots. So I'm just putting a tiny little bit on a dry brush, and I'm just trying to get sort of a texture with the brushing. I'm not worried about coverage. I don't even care if I can see the writing or the print. I just want to kind of add a little bit of dimension to the piece. I hope you guys have been enjoying these. I have been having actually quite a bit of a challenge doing them, so it's probably a good thing that I've decided that we're going to do that this year, because it gets me a little bit more out of my comfort zone. Alright, so there's some pink kind of spreading out from the center, and then I thought I'd use this inside, kind of around. Let's see. I broke one of my brushes, so I'm going to use it as a stir stick, because there is paint just at the very, very bottom. Alright, so again with kind of a dry brush, although this one it looks a bit runnier. And I'm just going to tamp it down to kind of create almost like a petal kind of pattern. I know it's too wintry to think about flowers just yet. We have, today when I'm recording, it's Sunday, we have minus 34 Celsius with the wind chill in Canada, in Alberta today. So it is the perfect time to be crafting in the studio. Alright, so that kind of has added another kind of a layer of dimension. I'm just going to toss that in the water. Okay, oh, I need to clean this off too, because I'll need that for my silver, which is not wanting to mix very well. I was checking out some of these paints just to see if I could even use them, because, you know, sometimes when you leave things on their own for a while, they get a little separated or a little dry. In the case of the silver, it's very separated, so we'll see what we can do here. It's mostly silver at the bottom as opposed to the top. So, and I'm just going to try going around the edge, adding a little silver there. The rest is all pretty damp. So what are you fine people doing on a nice Monday morning? I'm hoping that we're going to be staying in, because our cold snap is supposed to last for a week at least. And it is no joke. And if we don't have anywhere to go, I try not to leave the house when it's that cold. I'll give people phone calls instead of braving the cold. I have to figure out something else for the going for a walk is kind of out of the question too. When it's that cold, it's just so miserable to try going for a walk. So I think I'm going to have to pull out some other exercise equipment in the house and see what we can come up with. What do you guys do in the winter? Alright, so that is going to stay there to dry. Now, last time we did a kind of a painty one, I realized that it wasn't working really well because I had to wait for it to dry in order to do next steps. So, I went ahead and I did a few in advance, which are dry, although they are curling. So I can kind of pick the one that I like the best. And I think it's this one that I like the best. And so you can see, you know, we have some different kinds of choices here. Anyway, I'm going to move this off to the side, put that on my drying rack. And yeah, I like this one, I think. Although this one has a lot of nice silver on. Oh, you know what? It was this one. Okay, back to this one. Yeah, I just like the texturiness of it. Okay, so then I had a few little bits and pieces that I thought we could take a look at. I really like this paper, as you all know, so I thought, okay, we can put some of that on there. Let's see. We can probably glue that down on there. I'll just use my glue book, and I have a, oh, it's already dry a little. So gluing should help straighten or flatten this out. Wow, that has a nice skin on it already. I wanted to use wet glue on this project just because I'm just about out of tacky glue, and it's not necessary to use that tacky glue for this. I mean, we can't use glue stick because glue stick will just pop off because this is too shiny of a surface. But we should be able to get what we need happening with the wet glue, the white PVP glue, whatever, school glue, you know, washable. Alright, so already I'm loving that. I already put Hugs and Kisses paper on the back because I thought that would go with our theme, and it's dry already, so that's good. Now I just need some of these bits and pieces I was thinking that might go on here. Alright, so one of the things that people have been asking about is where I get some of my supplies. A lot of the supplies I have had for years because I used to scrapbook. And so the only thing that I have bought, I'm going to try to be as honest as I can. The only thing that I have bought, hopefully my memory doesn't fail me, this past year, so in 2020, was tacky glue, glue sticks, and 2 different bottles of paint, like about this size. One was teal and one was red, kind of a burgundy red. And everything else was stuff that I already had. Now, of course, I have a lot of stuff. So those kinds of things I've collected from craft stores, and people give me things. Like this was actually given to me. My sister was destashing her clutter at her place and hadn't used it yet, so she actually gave me 2 of these. And I love this ribbon, so I have actually used it quite a bit already. You know, I use it in such small amounts that, you know, quite a bit means I've used it in a lot of projects, but only tiny bits, so it'll last me a long time. But yeah, it's, you know, you can find all different kinds of things. This one was on sale. I think this is Walmart sticker, if I'm not mistaken. You can find things on discount or you know, clearance sale or whatever, but you can also find things at thrift stores. I mean, that's a really great place to find things. If your thrift stores are open, I realize that's kind of an issue right now, but thrift stores are a really great resource. Well, I kind of like that. And then I was thinking something of this. Maybe more of an angle to kind of keep going with the angle thing. I like the flower, and I'm concerned that if I put a flower on here, we might lose the flower shape. Well, that flower is way too big. Very, very too big. But maybe some of the leaves might work better on here. Yeah, thrift stores are great. So you could see things in like packs of, yeah, that's the one. Packs of like craft supplies, actual craft supplies. But then you can also find, actually I think I'll use some PVA glue. You can also find things in places where you might not think to look. Like for example, ladies' sheer scarves, you know, like the ones that aren't like a winter scarf but are, you know, kind of with that sheer fabric. That kind of stuff would look fabulous in a journal. You could totally do something with that. Okay. Put a little on this guy too. Clothing has buttons and lace and all different kinds of great things on there. Could totally use some of that. Stickers, you know, you can get stickers come from anywhere. I mean, there are so many places you can find stickers. Stickers ended up being a little bit of an obsession with me when I was doing scrapbooking before, because I never seemed to get enough of stickers. Never saw a sticker I couldn't think of a use for. And that, my friends, that makes for a very cluttered house. So I do have tons of stickers. But I love them, and I totally do use them. I use stickers a lot. I mean, it's not just your old scratch and sniffs. These are great stickers. These ones are stickers that are photographs turned into stickers. And they look fabulous. At least I think so. Alright, so I did want to kind of be able to see that that's a flower. How am I going to do that? By doing that. Okay, let's see if that stays on. It's kind of got some glue on one side, but it is sticky, pretty sticky. Ooh, my fingers are sticky too. Okay, and I just feel like it needs a little something else. What else does it need? Does it need a little bit of this? that could go. But I'm sure if you've been crafting for a little while, you probably have some of your favorite places that you go to check for craft supplies. So if you have a great tip for people who are just new to it and are just trying to build their stash, if you could leave it in the comments, that would be so kind. I mean, you know, we can all share tips together that way and all end up, you know, gaining some fun from our crafting experiences together. I think one of the things too is if you know people who do sewing, or if you sew yourself or quilt, those kind of crafts put out a lot of little bits and scraps of things, which of course are too small for them to use, but we can use in our crafting very easily. We can use just tiny little snips and bits. All right, now you have to stay. You hear me? Quit coming off. I wanted it to come over the ends of the white one. You know what? I might actually use a dot of tacky glue on each end for this one. This is kind of, it's not exactly fabric, it's more like, you know what? Let's just do it all along. It's almost metal thread, and that sometimes needs a little extra grip. Alright, I can't remember which way this was down, so let's hope it was like this. Look how pretty that looks. Alright, I was thinking I might want to put a pearl on. They're flat-backed pearls that have like a glue dot on the back. But I think that this one is done. I feel very happy about how this turned out. It feels very complete. Alright, so I just need to hold this until it's totally glued down. Alright, so if you have any questions about scrapbooking or junk journaling, I have scrapbook in my brain now. Dagged, you guys, what have you done to me? You know, junk journaling or arts, like, I don't pretend to be an expert. I like playing around with some of the different products though. And so if I can help answer questions, I will. So if you just leave a question in the comments below, or if you have a tip to provide to people who are just trying junk journaling out, maybe it's a new medium for them, definitely leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will just see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.